Hey everyone, it's the Hey Poopy Podcast. What that booty do from poop to pleasure to health. Hosted by me, Dave.
And me, Ellen, two curious people removing the stigma from that stinker. And why do we do this? Because we love laughing and learning about butts and helping them to be the best they can be. And on this week's episode, we have a repeat guest, Brant MacDuff. Yes,
Brant was on the show promoting his new book, Shotgun Conservationist, which everyone should go out there and buy it. It's an awesome read. Well, actually, okay, full admission, I haven't read it yet. Ellen did, though.
I listened to it on audiobook. But yes, and it's all about why it's so important to be a hunter, because it's good for the environment.
Yes.
And talking about environmental stuff, Brant brought all this new animal poop facts for us.
Yes, you'll hear little tidbits like this.
There are some dogs on the West Coast who are trained to sniff out orca poop.
Oh.
They had seen their pods of orcas dramatically decrease. And so they wanted to study the orca. It's really difficult to like go up to a wild killer whale and be like, can I have like a blood sample?
Yeah.
So
Excuse me.
yeah, so the best thing is to find poop and analyze the poop and study what's going on. And so they have boats that they go around the channels, and they have a dog at the front of the boat, and the dog is just sniffing for orca shit. And the dog will sort of, go to the right side or the left side, and the captain can kind of follow the dog to where the dog is leading them from the smell.
So tune in, and you're going to hear amazing things like that. Funny little tidbits from the book. You're going to enjoy it.
If you want to know more about me and Dave, you can head over to heypoopypodcast.com, where you can see our cartoons, merch, Patreon, and so much more. And on to the shit show.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
All right, everybody, we are back on this dump day. Oh, I knew you're still chewing.
That's okay. I can chew and talk about shit. Anyway, it's the Hey Poopy Podcast with
Dave
and Ellen, and this is episode 202, 222, but it's our favorite number 2.
Yes,
and we have a repeat guest today, because this person came out with a fabulous fucking book and everybody should be buying it. It's Brant MacDuff.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back, Brant.
It's good to be back.
I'm really excited to dive into all your stuff you do, but like we always do, we want to know how you've been pooping.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you for asking.
I forgot about that part.
Right. I think I did suffer some setbacks with the pandemic, just because, and not really pandemic related, but book related.
Oh, okay.
Because I was sitting... No, I was just sitting for way more than I do in my normal day-to-day life. And it's like I didn't have like a fancy office chair or anything like that. And I think it took a little bit of a toll on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Like how?
I mean, sitting for long stretches of time is pretty bad for you in general, but
exactly. Yeah. I feel like I feel like I lost like an inch off my spine. And just, I don't know, I feel like it just weakened my core and my back, and just terrible.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because it was really going from 0 to 60 in terms of how much or how often I normally sit for a stretch of time. And so it was very noticeable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
it's easy to do. I get that.
And did this fuck up your pooping? Is this what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a little more stress back there than there used to be. I'm trying to come out of that.
Like constipated types, or just more like anxious?
Yeah, exactly. Just an uncomfortable uncomfortable position to be in. You know, I did get a squatty potty,
cool.
like, you know, footstool early in the pandemic.
Nice.
Because I thought, you know, that would help with how much
of
I'm
course.
sitting in the chair more, and then maybe I'll get that to help with just alignment issues. And I found that to be helpful. I don't like owning it. I don't like having it in my home and looking at it when I come into the bathroom. It does look...
It's not the most elegant design.
No, it's
thing,
very
you know.
geriatric looking.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, so, but it does work. It is functional and
it does its job.
Yes. So I would recommend it to people.
Okay.
Unsightly.
Yeah, if
though
only
it may
like
be.
toilets could have them built in. They flip up and down.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. I'm sure the Japanese are working on that.
Yeah, it could be a smarter design.
Yep.
So with the onset of your, I guess your pandemic issues,
Thank you.
and we're leading up to today in 2023. How have is it like? Are you on the? We're on the briskles.
I'm on the upswing. As far as, as far as the BMs themselves, solid.
Oh, okay.
Pretty
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Solid as in good.
Right. Solid's a rock.
If you were to describe it in an animal's poo,
I'm gonna stick with healthy human.
Yeah.
Because there aren't too many other species I'd want to, it's like, if I was like, I've got, I don't know, like a solid coyote poop, that would be very problematic for a human.
Right. In the doctor's office, like, I don't know what happened here.
Yeah, exactly. Or if I was like, I haven't I've got the healthiest albatross poop that anyone's ever seen. It would be like there would be some issues we would have to explore there. So
gotcha.
I'm going to stick with human and a healthy one.
Nice. That's good. I'm glad to hear.
My diet, I don't know if my diet improved or stayed the same during the pandemic. I eat very simply because I hate doing dishes. So it was very, very simple, like meats, vegetables. That's it. I'm not doing anything that I have to cook.
Right.
I'm not putting together elaborate meals or things that require a lot of measuring and timing. It's like
it's a simple open it up, cook it a little bit, and then just eat it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's a salad.
Yeah.
Put, I don't know, something on top of it. Here's a piece of meat. Add some salt, make it hot. End of story. I'm not doing anything more complicated than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
And Dave, how have you been pooping?
Okay. Nothing like. This weekend I went down to a friend's for the long weekend, and it was shocking. I only ate like once a day. It was like a big pool party. This is really fun, and I was like, there's this really great show on Netflix called I Think You Should Leave, and there's this one episode of this season where it was like a fake reality dating show, and this one guy's, I think he's only here to use the zip line in the pool. And so we kept calling the pool the zip line because we were just in the pool the whole time. But anyway, I think just not eating that much fucked up my stomach. Not so my stomach, but like just, I was just going like really loose, just soft, loose stuff. Like it was really weird. I mean, it wasn't like full or anything, but just like when I would go, it was like just, I don't know, like sixes. Really weird. But yeah, I go 2 to 3 times a day, so that's the same.
Really?
Just a consistent, usually 2 to 3 times a day.
Okay.
Today I went 4. I think I went twice at work. I don't know. The work, I did eat like, I had to be up super early this morning to be at work, and I usually if I get up that early, I can't eat or anything, and then I still had to, I was like, you should eat something. And I was really hungry from last night. I didn't really eat last night. And I think that just fucked me up. And then I was in the bathroom at work, which I hate using, but I do. It's a nice bathroom. Don't get me wrong. It's
better
very clean.
than pooping in your pants.
But I just hate going in the bathroom, especially when there's other people in there. Oh my God.
Sure.
If I see another person in there, I'm like, do not talk to me. That's the worst. Like, hi. I'm like, I don't know. We're not doing this in here. So that's a little weird. But I went 4 times today. So there might be more later. I don't know. I still have to order dinner tonight because I'm not making anything. But yeah,
that sounds like a lot to me. But I have a friend who does about that many a day, and it boggles it boggles her mind to this day, but I'm sure she'll be happy to hear that she's not the only one.
Yeah, I didn't take my vitamins this weekend either. I didn't. So I'm sure that's probably contributed to this lackluster shitting I was having. But yeah, nothing new. No accidents. That's good to report.
Oof.
I have a lot to report. Our last episode, I had a colonoscopy.
Oh.
And after said colonoscopy, I was very cleaned out and I took those BioK shots. And I honestly think that I had COVID last summer and that pill fucked up my gut for like a year. And I feel like it's reset. The colonoscopy cleaned out the COVID pill. It's back to a better. I'm making the most beautiful, glorious number 4s, Bristol 4s, perfect 4s. Perfect 4 Entertainment LLC. That's Dave and I's business. Anyway, they've been great a lot. I pooed twice today.
Nice.
My second one's a little bit softer. So this part of the colonoscopy was fabulous. However, I have a fissure.
Oh yeah, you're saying you text me that. Oh,
And if I showed everybody the fissure on my butthole, you'd be like, really? That's it? It is the tiniest little cut, and it is the most painful thing in the entire world. I cannot use the bidet. It hurts.
oh, it's that bad.
Too much. There was one day where I was positive there were rattlesnakes in my asshole trying to destroy it. It is the most painful burning. I called the doctor 3 times. They prescribed me different creams. We finally found one that's working. I bought some over-the-counter stuff. My asshole is broken.
Oh shit, it's closed for renovations.
Very close for renovation. And it really sucks because I literally just started my online dating profile and I'm like, yeah, we can meet up after my asshole's back together.
Yeah. You're like, I'm taking this down. And we're
The
back
asshole
up.
is too close to the vagina. Like you can't do much activity when something's broken.
You might have to
that
just
close.
suck that one up.
No,
You
it's
just
literally hurts.
bite down. You're just like, get in that game.
No. It is so fucking painful. But yeah, so
Does it hurt to sit? Does it hurt like?
it hurts to do almost everything.
Oh wow.
It's gotten a little bit better the past couple days because of this newer cream that I only got on Friday last week. That's been working the best. There were creams that they suggested that as soon as I put it on, I was like, well, that's lemon in a paper cut. Great. It's awful. Awful.
I'm sure the shitting doesn't help.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I
like
think the
this
fissure
vicious
came.
cycle.
Yeah, the fissure came from all the prep day because I pooped so much, used a roll and a half of toilet paper, so much bidet action. Like, I just think that, and so like the next day, I just didn't even think about it. Like, I was like, there's a pain in my ass from shitting so much. But as the days went on, I was like, oh, this is getting worse and
Jesus.
so fucking painful.
That sucks.
But it's the tiniest little cut. Like I looked at it finally with a mirror because I was like, why is this hurts? And it feels like my entire asshole is broken open. And I was like, saw it and I was like, that's it? That's the pain in my ass?
Yeah.
The tiniest little pain in my ass?
That sucks.
Yeah.
I really wish you had gone first because maybe I wouldn't have complained so much about like,
I had to sit at a desk and I don't know, it hurt my back.
I still want everybody to get a colonoscopy.
Yes, get a colonoscopy, but I feel like everything that could go wrong
What goes wrong with
like
me?
yeah, it's
Yes.
like just there's like always like
I am a broken human
there's
being.
like something like I was like, oh my god.
I'm always broken. There's something always fucked
Oh
up
my
with
god.
me.
Well, look, it can only get better, right? It's no way.
Yeah. It is getting better. Well, yeah, but I tried using the bidet like 2 days ago thinking it was getting
my
better and it
God.
hurt so badly. I was like, okay, thank God for cleanse. I've been cleansing.
Oh, good.
That's much more soothing than
yeah.
shooting like cold
Yeah.
water into my ass.
Plus, it's probably hitting the spot too. Like, right? It's like the little laser.
Yeah.
Like,
But like I can't even properly wipe. I have to pat.
yeah.
And that doesn't really work. Patting, like you need to get in there.
yeah.
Ugh.
Even like washing it with soap, I'm like,
Oh fuck.
yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it's really awful.
Did anyone give you a like timeline of recovery?
No, of
General-
course. No, okay. My favorite thing that the male nurse, when he called me back from the doctor's office, told me, he was like, is there a lot of blood? And I was like, well, this started around the time of my period. So everything's bloody down there. And this dumbass goes, well, I hope you know you're supposed to be wiping front to back. And I was like, carries more of the blood into my asshole. Do you not understand how that? Do you know where the vagina is? Do you have like? Yeah, I was just like, yeah, I'm not an idiot. I told him on the phone. I was like, I'm not an idiot. I know how to wipe myself.
Him saying that probably a lot of people don't. Shockingly.
Yeah, but
that's insane.
If you wipe front to back and your vagina is bleeding a lot, you're going to get blood on your butthole. It's just kind of, they're too close to each other. Right?
Yeah, they're like next door neighbors. They'll share a fence line.
Yeah, exactly.
Property line.
Exactly. I told somebody I had a fissure and they thought I did break my chode, my like.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no, it's not a fistula. Fistula is like just a bigger broken. It's just a little teeny tiny baby cut. That is so painful. And then I also on Saturday leaving the subway saw a humongous human shit leaving the subway. So
shit was leaving the subway.
It was like on the stairs going.
They had
up.
a bag, shoulder bag.
Yeah. So in the month of July, in 2 different countries, I saw massive human shit in 2 different subways. I saw one in Paris, and now I saw one in New York. So I feel like maybe that's good luck.
I say I'm surprised you haven't seen more.
It makes me, I mean, then I get to make fun of the French, which is great because usually it's just like, well, Americans are the only disgusting filth monsters shitting all over our own city. You don't see that in Paris. Well, yes, you do.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah.
And
Paris is worse.
The urine smell.
They just pee
insane.
everywhere. Everyone's peeing everywhere.
Yeah, everybody pees everywhere, but also dog shit. They literally do not pick up their dog shit in Paris.
I don't know if I knew that or remembered that.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I literally had to be like, woo, dodge that one.
It's the most beautiful, dirty city, too. It's awesome, but it's like it's like a city. It's like there's going to be shit everywhere, piss everywhere.
Yeah.
In every country. I don't like who... Except for Japan. I mean...
Yeah, exactly.
And you could eat off the street.
Yeah. Do you know about the Paris flu? I think that's what they call it.
Oh, really?
In Japan, yeah. So a lot of people in Japan, they have this, same like a lot of Americans, this idyllic view of Paris. Like, oh, we're going to go to Paris and we're going to eat baguettes and ride our bicycles with our berets. And it's going to be, this sort of fantastical version of Paris. And they have that there. And then they go and they are so disturbed to see that it's just a shithole like every other city, that they are like broken people.
Yeah.
And it fucks with them. And it's called the Paris flu.
Wow.
And so that doesn't happen when you go to Japan because you're like, I don't know, everything's like cute and there's good food and everything.
Yeah.
And then you go there and you're like, oh wow, it is really cute and clean.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
It's insanely clean.
It's so clean. The 2 clean examples that I give that I love telling people these 2 things. One time I was in Japan and a woman was leaving the subway platform with her little kid, and the kid was like a toddler in a stroller, and he kind of dropped some basically like goldfish. And she kind of ran over some of the goldfish with the wheel from the cart, and she stopped. She picked up with her fingers every single whole goldfish and then swept away every single little goldfish crumb into the train track. So you never would have known she dropped even one. So
that would never happen here.
No. Well, my friend she's from Japan. And she was saying, because like they were talking about that at the last World Cup in Qatar.
Oh yeah,
where all the Japanese fans were cleaned the stadium, and she's saying like, there's no janitors like in schools there, so the kids do it.
Yep.
So they're so used to, for a young age, they just do that. So it's just basically it's the clean city because everybody just cleans up after themselves constantly, even if it's not their mess.
Right, and
so,
it makes sense when you start doing that at school because you realize, oh, if someone makes a mess, I have to clean it up.
Exactly.
If I make a mess, I have to clean it up. So the less mess you make, the less everyone has to clean. So they just grow up being like, oh, clean up after yourself.
That would be amazing if that happened
How
here.
shocking. Yeah.
Right?
The other thing that I saw was a woman was walking her dog and the dog stopped and peed on the sidewalk and she pulled out a water bottle that has like a little squeeze top and she squeezed water on, like she shot water onto the dog pee to dilute it and have it run into the into the grate.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That would never happen here. People's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Fuck the next guy.
Yeah.
No, your neighbor in your own building seems like they're letting their animals just go
Well,
right
she's
now.
also mentally like unstable, so there's that too. But yes, I mean, it's like a disaster. So that would never, that idea would never cross. Well, she's never there anyway. It's another thing. They leave the dog. It's like, that's a whole nother story. But yeah. So anyway.
So now that we've checked in with everybody, Brant, I have to applaud you. Your book, Shotgun Conservationist, was fantastic. I listened to it on audiobooks, so it was even better to hear your voice.
Oh, thank you.
And it was really cute because it made me think of our cartoon, your voice.
Yes.
Oh my God. Quick, sorry, I'm going to cut you off, but my wife, your story, the cartoons we did, was her favorite one. She's like,
Really?
she always talks about it because she's like the
It's
briefcase.
like the least dramatic of all the stories.
She loves this. It's like the throwing the briefcase. She talks about. It's like we still talk about it all the time.
That does appear to be everyone's favorite.
If she's got to go to the bathroom or we're out and about somewhere, she's like, oh my God, the briefcase! I got the briefcase.
Yeah.
That's a code word.
It's
code
really,
word for I gotta go.
It cracks me up every time.
Throw in the briefcase.
That's awesome. For those who don't remember, I had to shit in the streets. It was an unplanned street shitting.
Oh my God.
And I was wearing a suit and had a briefcase with me, and I didn't want to get anything vile on my briefcase, so I threw it into the bushes, and that had to happen like 3 times because I had to shit between cars.
Oh my God. Oh God, we talk about. I mean, not all the time, but it's hilarious.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, that's one of our favorites.
Everybody go check out the cartoons on the website, heypoopypodcast.com, and we will have links in the show notes. But Brant, in your book, I absolutely adored it. I need to ask you, because I don't think you've mentioned this, have you had to poo while you're hunting?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I mean, I'm fully prepared and have many a time pooped in the woods. And everyone has their own style, but
Style, it's the best.
their own style, their own moves, their own techniques. But when you're hunting, it's usually very, very, very early in the morning, and I have a general time that I go after I get up, and I have some coffee. And if I'm out way before that, my body's like, oh, well, in theory, we're still asleep and in bed, and I'm very scheduled. So it hasn't really been a problem. Yeah.
But you're probably not moving around or jogging or anything. You're probably still.
Exactly. There's a lot of adrenaline though, and that can kind of stimulate things, but it hasn't. No, it hasn't been a problem.
Nice.
I am prepared for that eventuality.
Yeah, you have to. I mean,
You
right?
bring all the supplies.
Yeah, you have to be
You get
ready.
cocky one day. You're like, I need this.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you been hunting with others when they had to go?
No, that would be pretty funny, but no, I have not.
Oh,
It
that's so
sounds
good.
like hunting and pooping do not go, for at least humans, but you will see poop while hunting animals.
That's right. Or you should be looking for poop before hunting or while you're hunting. Before you go hunting, if it's before the season, if you're scouting, then you're looking for animal sign, and that could be that's definitely poop, because that's one of the easier things to find. As you get closer to the season, if you're hunting deer, and deer get really active in the fall for the breeding period, the rut, they'll leave a lot more sign, like the bucks will rub up against trees, they'll make scrapes and all kinds of stuff that you can look for. But before they get active like that, there's always poop. So you can always sort of follow the poop, but it does change a lot during the seasons, because all animals' diets change throughout the seasons. So if it's the spring and summer, there's a lot more juicy food out there, berries and things like that. And then if it's the fall and winter, you're not getting as much juicy food, and you're getting a lot more like, they're eating dry kind of like barks and twiggy things, so it'll be a lot drier. The grasses are going to start to dry up, so you'll see the size and consistency of poop change a little bit, and the color. Yeah,
Interesting. I never even thought, I've never been hunting, so I'm acting as if I do this all the time. Oh yeah, of course. I'm like,
Well,
I have
that's
no
any
clue.
outdoor enthusiast can incorporate scat identification into a enjoyable treasure hunt. Learn about the animals in your area and how their diets are and things like that.
And you sent us that test, which I know it's not as easy to do on the show because the show is an audio show, but
Right.
we'll link it in the show notes. And I realized that I could identify the poo of animals that I have seen in the wild. I could not identify the poo of more exotic animals from the test.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I always got those wrong, but I got the wild ones like deer.
I got them all wrong.
Oh,
I was waiting to find out about this meeting was going to get canceled or not. So I'm like, let me just whip through some of these. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what any of this is. This looks like, I just assume it's just shit.
Well, that part is
poo
true.
is poo.
Yeah, it's you guys will link to it, right? It's just it's like a Boy Scout 11 question animal poop identification quiz. So you can go on there and see, do you know the difference between elk poop and deer poop? Do you know the difference between bear poop and coyote poop and
I
stuff?
think I got bear.
You got the bear one?
I think I got the bear one only because that one was something I saw like on a TV show.
Oh.
Like I never saw it in the wild, but like, oh my God, could you imagine seeing, if I saw bear shit, if I knew what it was, I mean, I'd be like, okay, that's scary. But that's all, I did get that one right. But other than that, it was like, I got nothing else. I'm like, oh, no, I don't know what this is. It's shit. It's animal, some kind of animal walked through here,
Yep.
took a dump. So yeah, it's not a human.
But it's important for the Boy Scouts to identify shit when they're out and about.
Do you think they get a badge for that?
Oh my God,
Scat
I need that badge.
identification?
Scat
Whoa.
badge.
We
Scat
need that badge.
Oh my
Scat
God.
badge. Oh my
That's got to
God.
be a thing, right?
I mean, there's a million badges in all those.
I know. I
there's
would
gotta
want a
be one.
scat identification badge. Whoa. Any Boy
Dave
Scouts
merch.
out there?
Scat badge.
Eagle Scouts, lad, let us know.
Hey, hold on a second. Boo.
I know this cat is checking me out.
Boo, come on.
Check.
Come on, babe.
Hi, kitty.
Yep. In Brant's book, he basically says how he does not like cats.
Outdoor cats. I find indoor cats unbelievably entertaining. I'm glad I don't own one because then I'd have to clean up after it.
Yeah, this
but
one is very entertaining. Especially.
Well, they're
I
still
do really
kittens.
enjoy going over to people's houses who have cats because they're very entertaining.
I know that chapter in the book, I was like, I take offense. And then you explain why. And I was like, okay, I don't take offense anymore.
Cats aren't for everybody.
They're not. Bless the people who cats
Yeah, you know.
are for.
I get it. My mom is terrified of cats, especially black cats.
Afraid of them?
Yeah, she was a little kid. Like this one black cat would sit in front of the kitchen windowsill. On the outside, had like one eye, and it would just terrorize her. So I think that just got imprinted in her. So of course, when she came to visit, we had our old cat Coco was all black. She's probably, oh my God! But it was fine. It all worked out. It was fine. She winds up loving her.
I know, Brant, in our first episode with you, you brought us a lot of animal facts, which on the dating site that I'm using, one guy asked me randomly, what's your spirit animal? And I was like, I don't know. Why? What's yours? And he's like, a wombat. And I was like, you know, they poop cubed. Wait, what? Why a wombat? And I was like, I know this through my show. But I know you have more facts for us.
You said, do you know they poop?
Yes.
Cubes? Okay, great.
And I was like,
Nice.
I know this fact thanks
Yeah.
to Brant. And he was like, yeah, I
He's
do
like,
know.
who?
He's like, I do know they poop cubed. And he's like, I've never seen one in person, but I think they're adorable. And I was like, okay, cool.
There. Yeah.
Sorry to
they're
bring
very
up poop on the dating app, but gotta go there when you brought up wombat.
Yeah, it's a wonderful fact about them. Yeah, I have some other poop facts, not as many as we rolled through the last time, but I did sort of the hunting wise. I was thinking of turkey, and turkey are interesting because they're one of the very, very few animals that you can identify whether or not they're male or female based on their poop.
Oh.
So a lot of hunters will say they can specifically identify, a buck versus a doe based on the poop, but that's not always really accurate.
Right.
Maybe
What
the
is
poop.
their thing? Like it's bigger, a buck one? Or?
Yeah, they would say something like that. Like maybe the buck poops
got hair in it.
pile up more.
He's got more hair.
Oh man, I wonder what he's eating. Yeah, maybe they would pile up more. Maybe the poops themselves are a little bigger, something like that. But generally, you shouldn't pay attention to that too much. But with turkey, the males, the tom turkeys, the toms and the jakes, they will make a J-shaped
Oh.
poop. Yeah,
Oh.
Interesting.
it's very much a J shape, whereas the females will make more of a kind of a blob, or like it'll look like a little like snail shell, kind of just like
Okay.
a circular blob amorphous
Right.
poop. They're birds, right? So they make that sort of birdy, there's always like a little white cap
Yeah. Oh.
on it. Right, and that's because they've got the cloaca, so they're getting a lot of uric acid mixed in with the poop, and so it creates a white cap. And so the males, it's very much a J shape.
Oh.
But that's
And
very
do they
rare
know
for
why?
animals. They think it's just the shape of how the end of the shape of the cloaca and vent is for male turkey versus the females, who have to have a space for where their eggs come down to the cloaca. So they think it's basically just the shape of the areas that end at the cloaca being different for male turkeys versus female.
Do male turkeys have a penis?
It's not so. When birds mate, they will. What usually happens is there are birds that have penises, like a lot of ducks, the way ducks use their penises, but a lot of birds, what they do is their cloaca will just kind of swell, and then they have to sort of it is called a cloacal kiss.
Oh.
And their cloacas will swell, the vents will sort of exaggerate and open a little bit, and then they have to kind of smush their cloacas together, and that's how the male passes
The men?
to the female.
It's kind of more like docking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'm like, so Tom and Jake, that's what the female turkeys or male turkeys are called?
Yeah, so and that's based on sort of age range. So
Okay.
if they're young and immature, they're a Jake, and if they're an adult, they're a Tom.
Never heard of that before. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Is
Yeah.
there a name for the female?
Yeah, so a Jenny is a female that's immature, and then a hen. It's just a
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When you're hunting, are you supposed to get more toms than jakes, or it doesn't matter?
Yes, ideally. There's nothing you can shoot a Jake, but generally you want a mature Tom.
Okay.
And then that's better for introducing and maintaining genetic diversity. So the toms, if they're like a big, strong tom, then they've been running around the woods. They've been passing along their genetic material, and then you want to make sure the next generation gets a chance
Gotcha.
to do that too. So
Interesting.
so when people think of like trophy hunting being like, well, you didn't shoot that little one, you shot the big strong one, it's like, well, you kind of want to do that so that you're always maintaining
Right.
genetic diversity and giving the younger generation a chance to grow up and pass their genetics.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
I love it. Sorry.
Did you just get cat bit?
Yeah. She's like just really hyper right now.
In Brant's book, he talks about that. He's like,
Yeah.
why do people own an animal that bites them that if any other animal did it, you wouldn't think that was cute?
Yeah.
Right. They're tiny. They're
Yeah.
tiny and they're really cute. But if they were like the size of like a Rottweiler and you were just like sitting around
Oh,
watching TV
hell no. Yeah.
and it just came in from the other room specifically to bite you, which I have seen cats
Or
do.
attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just pretty funny. Let's see, what's another good...
And to all the people out there, if you don't know what a cloaca is,
Yeah, so cloaca is, instead of having holes that sort of end separately per job,
like a urethra,
yeah,
a vagina, a butthole.
you know all the holes.
I know them very well.
So now imagine those holes empty into one big room. That's the cloaca. And so it's not that it's one hole that does everything. There are separate endings for each hole. They just all empty into one space, and then that space gets used for multiple things. So that is where the eggs come out, and then there's urine mixed with feces, and that's what, with birds, that's what makes that kind of splotchy, uric looking poop that bird poop is. And you'll see kind of the same thing with like whales and dolphins. They make kind of this big splotchy poop that's all just kind of mixed together.
Do whales and dolphins have something like a cloaca?
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I just assumed they were mammals and they had different ports.
Yeah, but they all sort of end in one space, and then so the the whale thing reminds me of the other little factoid I wanted to bring up was this was in the news some years ago. Maybe you guys talked about it already, but there are some dogs on the West Coast who are trained to sniff out orca poop.
Oh.
And that's like around Puget Sound. They had seen their pods of orcas dramatically decrease. And so they wanted to study the orca. It's really difficult to like go up to a wild killer whale and be like, can I have like a blood sample?
Yeah.
And that's it. So,
Excuse me.
yeah. So the best thing is to find poop and analyze the poop and study what's going on. You can learn their sex, their diet, stuff like that. But that means you have to find orca poop. And you don't have a lot of time to do it because the orca poop will rise to the surface, but it doesn't take that long for it to sort of break apart and dilute. And so they have boats that sort of, they go around the channels, and they have a dog at the front of the boat, and the dog is just sniffing for orca shit. And the dog will sort of, go to the right side or the left side, and the captain can kind of follow the dog to where the dog is leading them from the smell.
When you said dogs, I thought that was only on land, kind of like that resin that...
Oh, like you mean like a bloodhound, like scent tracking through the woods?
So the fact that this dog can smell it on the... Yeah, that's amazing.
From up to a mile away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the dog has a handler who's kind of watching the dog and checking for whatever clues he's making. And then whoever's captaining the boat follows the dog and the handler, and then they look for the poop, and then they can scoop it up, and then they can gather
amazing.
data.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
Damn.
I mean, we all know also from this show how important whale poop is to the oceans because it feeds a lot of the other smaller.
This is the big ones.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't it like purple? Isn't it kind of pinkish? I think
It depends.
I guess it varies on the species.
Yeah, it depends on the species. Yeah. And yeah, it depends on the species, their diet, where they're living. But and I had to look it up because I was like, I was thinking about orcas, and I was like, how much do blue whales poop? That's got to be a lot. And I checked it out, and it said that blue whales poop around 200 liters per bowel movement.
Jesus.
And if you want to picture a liter, that's like a Nalgene, like the old school big size Nalgene is a liter, so 200 of those. Yeah.
They don't
That's a
have
lot.
that in the Natural History Museum. They should have like a 200 liter
That would be cool.
container.
They could just sculpt
to
like
just
a
show.
Yeah, just show you the size.
Be like,
Yeah.
here it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, because if you ever see a blue whale heart, that's a really cool thing to
Whoa.
see. Just the size of it. It's like the size of a VW bug.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves
Small
the room
vehicle.
with the blue whale in it.
Yeah.
In natural but I would love the corner, maybe near the octopus, to just show.
Next to the
And this
bathroom.
is how big its bowel movement is.
That blue whale needed some restoration some years ago because they were looking at her and they realized We never gave her a belly button.
Oh.
And she's a mammal and she needs a belly button. So they had to add a belly button to her. Yeah, some years ago.
How old is
Another
she?
awesome fact.
Oh, she was put up in the 60s.
Wow.
The early 60s. And the guy who was in charge of the construction, because obviously it's like a terrifying construction.
Yeah.
Especially back then.
Engineering feat.
Yeah, an absolute engineering feat. He had this big wooden stick, and what he would do was every day he would come in and he would put the stick where her nose was and to a little mark on the ground. And that way he knew if he came in one day and the nose was a little bit lower, that she was shifting.
Oh, shit.
And so he would come in every day and test the stick, the length from the tip of her nose to the ground. And the construction workers were getting a little peeved at how paranoid he was all the time. And they started putting this sort of clear lacquer on the ground. And every day they would put a little bit more lacquer on the ground. And eventually one day he comes in and he puts the stick and it's at a different height because they've added so much lacquer to the ground.
Holy shit.
That it looked like the stick was higher and her nose was dropping, so he freaked out and they had to calm him down and be like, it's just a joke, we're just fucking with you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but you don't want that dropping on somebody.
No, that would have been a problem.
Yeah.
They do in the Tokyo Natural History Museum, they do have a whale's digestive system.
Whoa.
All of its intestines sort of slightly separated and coiled out in sort of a zigzag, and you can look at the entirety of it, and that is really cool.
Wow. That's
Japan
amazing.
is just so much more far advanced than us.
So cool.
Yeah. I mean, they have. People keep sending me. There's some museum there where you can smell other animals' butts,
Wow.
and I'm like,
Look, I mean,
good for you that you have it, but I'm not interested in smelling
Yeah.
a bunch of animal butts.
Oh, I would be there in a heartbeat.
You're like,
I'll send you when somebody else sends me that. I've been sent that like at least 5 times.
Oh, please send it to me. So that's the area of poop identification I'm lacking. It's- I can't,
right.
I
It
can't
differs.
identify animal ass smell.
You're like,
You-
my
you-
next book,
a
I have to
blindfold?
go to this museum for research.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my God. You're like doing those chef tests, like you just get the little whiff under your nose with your blindfolded. You're like, that is a
Right. Like
bat.
yeah, exactly.
bat.
Guano.
Yeah.
A snifter of
Exactly. Yeah, it's a
ass
snifter.
smell.
A brandy
Yeah.
snifter of that.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
All right. Well, since I think when we first interviewed you, we didn't have this little game we call Shitty Choices. Shitty Choices.
Uh-oh.
So you're gonna love this
is
one.
right.
You're gonna love this one. Hold on. My phone's being all crazy.
That is the right answer.
These are not pleasant questions.
It's like a Sophie's Choice, but worse.
So, so for today's menu, we have: would you rather eat animal scat, any animal scat, doesn't matter, just animal, or have sex with animals?
Oh, man.
Sorry, I had to go there.
The problem is, even if I was like, oh my God, yeah, I can't wait to have sex with animals, you can't just say that. You have to like pretend that it's so horrifying.
You can't put that out there.
Yeah, you have to be like, oh my God, no, I would never have sex with an animal. That's
Yeah.
insane. Oh, I'll eat the animal poop. I don't even care what kind it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like, nom,
that's
nom, nom, nom.
exactly. You have to
Either
pretend
one, you're
you're
a psycho.
so disturbed. Yeah, exactly. You just have to pretend that you're so disturbed by the one that you have to do the other.
Right.
You know, so
But-
it's not which one do you like more, it's which one are you more disgusted by,
Yes.
and
Oh, yeah.
then you
It's
have
the
to do
lesser
the
of
other.
two evils.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're both pretty evil.
Yeah.
So I think we already know your answer
Why?
because of that. Unless there's some animal out there you're dying to fuck.
Well, the thing that concerns me about eating animal scat is that can be dangerous.
Yes.
So I want to make sure. Now, also, like fucking a horse, if the horse doesn't want to fuck you, that is also dangerous.
Very dangerous.
So these are both dangerous
Activities.
dangerous activities. So you have to be really careful with animal scat because there's some like a lot of them carry parasites, diseases.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
so you don't even want to inhale them.
Yeah.
Certain
He
animal
did
scat.
say, Dave just said, any animal you're of your choosing.
Okay. All right. That is
So
that
if
is
you
helpful.
had to,
yeah.
you
I
get
would
to
go-
choose the animal.
Okay. I will. How much of it do I have to eat?
This game is more like a general sort of
bite?
like. No, I mean like I'm talking like full on meal. Like you're eating like
Like if I pick. Okay, so I was gonna
whatever they left behind. You're
Yeah.
eating that whole thing.
Oh, the whole thing. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God. Okay, well, see. So I was gonna say. Well, here's what I was gonna say. I would eat horse shit because I love the smell of it. If you've never smelled horse shit, it smells wonderful. I think it.
I was at a racetrack over the weekend.
You're up next, sir.
Oh, I know.
I
No,
love-
you're
I
up
love
next.
the smell of
I'm
horse
going last.
Horse urine is disgusting. It's acrid and it'll peel the paint off of your
Yeah.
eyeballs. But horse shit smells great. Would I want to eat the entire thing left of horse shit that a horse leaves behind? I was thinking like maybe I have to take one bite of a road apple. But if you're telling me I have to eat the whole pile, that's changing things for me. And I think I'm going to go elk shit.
Okay.
Interesting.
All
Yeah.
right.
Why elk?
Well, you know,
lean.
some people might say deer, but deer can be, I don't know. Do I get to pick the season?
Again, this is
eating?
more of a general type of thing. Like not like
This is all Dave.
yeah. There's no. I mean, I try not to get into specifics too much. It's more just like, are you gonna eat the shit? Or are you gonna fuck the animal? It's like there's no. You know what I mean?
No, see, I'm taking things to heart because if I'm gonna do this,
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
figured.
do it
Yeah.
right.
I mean, look, if you have an
So I'm
expert
gonna
here.
I'm gonna do winter time elk shit.
Oh shit. Okay.
A little more
Very
dry
specific.
and hay-like.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be eating the bark off of some really beautiful trees.
Yeah.
You know, I think
won't
that's
be as
going to be
moist.
It's not going to be as
It'll
wet.
be-
Yeah.
Yeah. More palpable.
So it's going to be
Okay.
yeah. So that's what I'm going. I'm going with winter elk
Elk.
shit.
Okay. Ellen.
Okay, Brant's last episode brought up civet coffee, and we recently replayed that episode, and both Dave and I were like, no fucking way. But since 4 years ago, Dave was in Bali, brought me
Indonesia.
back civet coffee, and I have drank it.
Oh boy.
So it was funny to listen to said episode, and I was like, fuck no, I'd never touched that. And since then I have. I didn't notice any difference with this civet coffee than any other coffee, but I drink coffee for the caffeine. I don't care really about the rest of it. But so is civet?
That does not. You can eat the civet shit, but if I'm eating shit, you have to eat shit. You can't just pick the coffee.
No, I know, but I'm
Okay.
saying, can I eat the civet shit?
Civet shit looks like a candy bar kind of.
yeah,
like,
it kind of
like a
looks
nutty
like
candy bar.
Yeah.
And if it's got little coffee, okay. Well, just be careful of your teeth because those
Yeah, they're
those
pretty
beans are
hard.
still going to be hard.
Oh, the
The
beans.
little coffee beans. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's a good one.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
already basically done it.
Yeah. I don't drink coffee, but I did try it when I was in Indonesia, and it tasted like incredibly bitter to me, and just it tastes like shit. No pun intended. I hate coffee, so it all tastes the same to me. But in this particular case, I don't know if I can eat shit, so I might just be fuck a dolphin. Fuck a dolphin.
Wow.
That just sounds like kind of fun.
It does. It really
You
does.
know, like I mean, I don't want to,
a majestic
but if I had to,
experience.
I think I'd go with fucking a dolphin.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
I figure they're kind of like
They're into it.
I feel like they're kind of like slide around. You know, like it's just,
Slippery.
It's
Yeah.
so different to have a penis versus a vagina. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Being fucked by a dolphin versus fucking a
Yeah,
dolphin.
yeah.
Right.
Two totally different
Exactly.
things.
Yeah.
You know?
If you have a dick, you can put it in
yeah,
in
The
anything.
It's in the
It's not a big
blowhole.
deal.
It's in the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, wouldn't put in the mouth. Those little tiny teeth like that.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
but you know what I mean. I'm gonna go with fucking a dolphin.
I always said though, if I were forced to fuck an animal, like any animal I wanted, I think I would do a non-venomous snake with a
Okay.
condom on it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So use
I
it like a
gotcha.
dildo.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Right?
That'd be
That's
kind of
pretty
fun.
good.
It's wiggling around and stuff.
Yeah.
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 That's the if I had
You're going
to.
tail first, though, right?
Yeah, with a condom on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna raw dog it.
No teeth. Unless I could like tape its mouth shut, but it probably would die inside my vagina.
That's okay.
Just put a bunch of rubber bands on it, like just. All right, so that's your backup plan.
No, I'm saying if. So civet, cough, civet, shit.
First, yes.
Unless my teeth break.
And then you go to the snake.
And then a
condom.
snake with a condom. Like a dildo.
Oh, I like the sort of thought process in that. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Sure.
Exactly.
I'm getting the things that are closest to already food and closest to already a wiener.
This is all just saying. So
Yeah.
Right.
all right, we got a couple minutes left. I'm gonna barrel through this news story. I found this today once again on our favorite place to get poop news, the New York Post, which is a poopy newspaper anyway. So Joe Jonas, didn't know who that was, had to Google Joe Jonas. Joe Jonas is part of the Jonas Brothers. I was like,
So you live in a cave.
I was like, this is a bit. Anyway, Joe Jonas, the headline reads, Joe Jonas needed lots of therapy after pooping in his white pants on stage.
Oh, man.
And again, it's the white pants.
Oh, that's hard to come back from, man.
The 33-year-old singer detailed bathroom mishap, which happened about 4 years ago. This article, by the way, came out July 14th of 2023, so fairly recently. He dished on some stupid podcast I'm not going to bother even mentioning.
It wasn't our podcast.
It wasn't our podcast, so I don't really
He doesn't
care.
win any points.
It says, I think it might have been a little toot. It might have been something else. Something a little extra, he laughed. It was like a mid wardrobe shit change during the set. To make matters worse, he was wearing a light colored outfit when his bowels betrayed him.
Oof.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so he basically had a bad day wearing white. And of course, the next photo was like him, like in all fucking white. And he was just joking about how he, like, you know, he got over the trauma through lots of therapy, which, whatever.
God, to be that privileged.
Exactly, right? If I was making that much money, I shit my pants, I'm like, whatever, man. Life's good.
If you're in the public eye, you can't trust a fart.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
No.
No. You were saying?
Or in 202 episodes of this show, just don't buy white pants ever. Ever.
Yeah.
It just seems
Is that
like
the
a
takeaway
fail.
of most episodes?
Yes.
Exactly.
Like everybody who's come on and they were like, and I was wearing white. I was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's like you already have
It's
cursed
the dark
yourself.
and stormy night of
Yeah.
shit stories.
He was basically saying he didn't think his brothers knew about it, but he said some eagle-eyed fans could probably figure out which show this was.
Oof.
So if you go to the archives, there's a wardrobe change halfway through the show, and it's a little bit like, that's a bit interesting choice of changing clothes that quickly.
Wow.
So yeah.
So they had the pants on deck. Just
He did
in
the whole.
case.
They had them ready. Like they were
Yeah.
this is insane. So
There's been many celebrity during a live concert, Kelly Clarkson being one of them, who basically ran backstage and they had to give her a bucket.
a
And she
garbage
just-
can.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like yeah. So
Okay, so people shit themselves a lot when they run marathons.
Yes.
yeah.
And it is a high output energy adrenaline
Yes.
thing if you're up there doing a show.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I'll give them a little slack. That's a
I mean,
Just
I think-
not white slacks.
Yeah.
that is
The takeaway here.
wow.
The takeaway here is don't wear white when you're performing on stage.
Yeah.
Stop wearing. I saw a woman a couple months ago in white yoga pants, and I was like, "You're the bravest bitch I've ever seen."
I have seen that too, but it's like I'm like, oof. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, even just the sweat
Yeah,
in
just
white.
Living in New York City, you
Yeah.
can't wear white. It's
Yes.
filthy the
Yeah.
minute you leave the house.
Yeah.
I had a pair of white pants I loved, and I never shat in them, but they get dirty. So it's just like no matter what you try to do, it's like you brush up against something by accident, you're like, fuck. It's like you can't you can't do anything. You have to literally just walk a straight line, don't touch anybody.
Just get white latex.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
you could hose that down.
Yeah. Oh my god! Or spray with that weird like Teflon shit, which you shouldn't
Oh,
probably
no,
spray
that
with.
shit's so evil.
But it's that sort of washes
Scotch
off
Guard.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, for sake of time, Brant, thank you so much for being on our show once again. Thank you for writing that
guys.
magnificent book, and please tell our audience about the book, where they can get it, all your info, etc., etc., etc.
Oh, thank you. I was going to plug it even if you didn't give me that
Oh no, you're gonna plugs galore.
introduction.
Plugs galore, my friend.
Yeah, so the book just came out. It's called The Shotgun Conservationist: Why Environmentalists Should Love Hunting, and it's really about wildlife economics here in the U.S. and abroad. So even if you're not especially if you're not a hunter, if you're not into hunting, it's kind of for people who feel that way. It's about food sovereignty and our food systems and relationships to animals and to food, and so it covers a lot of weird ground, but it's all done through the lens, under the lens of hunting. And yeah, you can buy it online. You can buy it anywhere now. It's
The
also an audiobook.
has your sultry voice.
The audiobook was a lot of fun to do. They force you to read really slowly. Some people like that. But if you need to add the speed, do it on like 2x or whatever, I get that, because they make you read it really slowly. But yeah, I had so much fun doing it.
That's great.
But it was a great time. Also, a friend of mine who maybe you guys know, Fancy Feast.
Yes.
We love Fancy. She's been on the
I heard of
phone,
her new book.
on the show.
Excellent. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get her book.
Yeah, her book is available for pre-order now, and it's really important to do pre-orders if you want to support authors, because all of those pre-order numbers go into their first week of sales.
Amazing.
Oh, okay.
So check out Fancy Feasts,
Like the cat
upcoming,
food.
exactly, upcoming book.
And-
it's called Naked.
It's a great,
Get Grant's book too, because everybody should learn. I've already told people about it. Many people.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. It's fun. There's like a lot of Simpsons references and like movie references and dumb pop culture Easter eggs and stuff.
That's
and
great.
then it's like, so I'll be talking about like, let's look into Bambi more closely, and then let's talk about the history of conservation in America, and then I'm like, and now I'm going to tell you why big game hunting in Africa is really good, and then we're going to talk about, and so it's like it goes from all kinds of stuff that's like, oh, that's interesting, and like, oh my god, I don't know if I want to hear about this, but I kind of do, and then so
It's great.
It runs the gamut. But
And
on my list.
You basically have a whole chapter about our favorite fisher, who's taken me mushroom hunting.
oh, great.
Yeah. And I met him through you. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. If you're in New York City, check out Learn to Hunt NYC with Fisher Neal. And if you're interested in mushroom hunting, or just sort of learning how to hunt, but maybe not going hunting, or you're just curious, he's a great New York City. If you live in New York City, you can get to Fisher, and he'll take you out and show you the woods.
Great.
I want to do turkey.
Yeah. And you should definitely do turkey hunting. Is a great first time hunt. It's a big adrenaline rush. It's a lot of fun. I've been turkey hunting for 7 years.
Ooh.
I have never shot a turkey.
Really?
It's very difficult. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or I fucking suck at it. So it's one of those two things. But also I want to plug my friend Brandon Dale, who has a Carp in the Park program, where if you're interested in learning how to fish, specifically fly fishing, he'll teach you how to fly fish for carp in Central Park.
Wow.
That's
really
amazing.
cool.
That sounds
is
fun.
cool.
He's a great guy. He's like studying cures for breast cancer and all of his free time, and taking people fly fishing in Central Park. So he's a great dude. So check him out too. If you want to get out into the woods, onto the water, lots of ways to be more connected to nature and food and the outdoors, and
better for the environment.
exactly.
Excellent. Well, I suggest you go out there, buy all these books, go read them, support those artists, authors, and just find out more information about the things that you care about, especially conservation, which I think is very important, obviously. And again, thanks for laughing and learning all things butt with us.
And happy pooping, everybody, and enjoy your
For more
butthole.
info, go to heypoopypodcast.com or email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. You can send in show ideas, guest requests. Check us out on Twitter at heypoopy, Instagram at heypoopypodcast, TikTok, heypoopypodcast, and our awesome new Facebook fan page. Go check it out at heypoopypodcast. We're also on Discord at heypoopydumps, or you can contact us at our new awesome hotline, 203-998-5579.
Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect for Entertainment. Produced by Dave and Ellen. Edited by Dave. Executive producer Stormy Leather. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy!